It is a dark time for the fandom. Evil forces of corporate greed and malfeasance have conspired to render the once proud franchise a shadow of its former self. Left with no other alternative, Rebels return to a time when things were fun and hopeful, a time of legends. Welcome to X-Wing Redux.
Hey folks, and welcome back to X-Wing, where we didn't choose the clickbait picture life, the algorithm chose it for us. Alright, so tonight is going to be bonus mission number 3. So it's time to get back in the shuttle and head off to the training frigate. So first two bonus missions have an A-Wing and an X-Wing. Now it's time for a B-Wing mission. So here we go, attacking a Star Destroyer, because, you know, we didn't do that successfully last time, right?
An Imperial Star Destroyer will be vulnerable during a resupply stop. Critical supplies have been delivered and must be transferred. Clear the TIE Fighter defenses and knock out the Star Destroyer. Any craft attempting to escape are also to be attacked. The strike force will consist of 4 X-Wings, 4 B-Wings, and 4 A-Wings. X-Wing Gold and B-Wing Red will attack the Star Destroyer. A-Wing Blue will cover the attack by clearing the TIE Fighter defenses.
A-Wing Blue has a lot of TIE Fighters to clear.
If all goes well, freighter Schwa will arrive to empty the cargo containers. An Imperial Star Destroyer will be vulnerable during a resupply stop.
This mission recreates the last time an Imperial-class Star Destroyer was destroyed by taking advantage of its Achilles heel. After this, the remaining vessels in the class were all subjected to a time-consuming and expensive shield system upgrade. B-Wing Red led the attack, with Red 1 taking down the shield generator towers. An Imperial frigate carrying advanced TIEs was also destroyed. As the leader of the B-Wing group, your primary responsibility will be the destruction of the shield towers. They are located on top of the command bridge superstructure. Once the shields are down, switch to ion cannons and disable the Star Destroyer as quickly as you can. Be sure to watch for any small craft attempting to escape the area. This is a take-no-prisoners attack. Alright, so for hints, don't waste time, take out the shield generators, 3 torps per tower, send your wingmen after the transports. Yeah. Alright. Win conditions, Imperial Star Destroyer Kotate must be destroyed, and Shuttle Group Lambda must be destroyed. Here we go. Alright, so theoretically, the A-Wings will deal with at least most of the fighter screen. There's the containers. I'll lock Star Destroyer into memory and send the wingman after that transport.
Roger, using designated target. Roger, using designated target.
And the other thing to do is just to keep in mind that that Lambda group is going to launch from the Star Destroyer at some point. When is a different question. So I've got to keep an eye on the launch messages. That's why that transport goes in and docks with the
Roger,
containers.
using designated target. Roger, using designated target. Roger, using designated target.
So I'm just going to keep trucking along towards the Star Destroyer. Or not, since I'm going to be taking fire because the A-Wings aren't quite doing their job fast enough.
Nice shot.
B-Wing may have monster shields, but still can't take too many hits. So as much as I'd like to just let the B-Wings do their thing, I will get myself somewhat involved in this. Because they're still shooting at me. Of course, Squints take just a little bit more damage.
Target destroyed.
Alright, that's... nope. I was gonna say that should do it, but then somebody else wants to prove me wrong. Might be friendly fire right there. Okay, well, maybe he's still shooting at me? I don't know. Okay. Transport, whatever has been destroyed, that should be what my wingmen were targeting. Wing 4 has been destroyed. I'm not sure I want to know how he managed that. Driving in on this thing. Oh, actually, no.
Roger, using designated target. Roger, using designated target.
That's the shuttles. Those need to die. I don't want to waste torpedoes on them. But also my wingmen are morons, so they're not going to do the job correctly. But yeah. Miss these.
Nice shot. Target destroyed.
There's that other one. There it is.
Roger, using designated target. Roger, using designated target.
And go faster. Fine. I'll go shields full aft. And just try and juke till I get in solid gunshot range here. Okay, now we got a problem. Okay.
Target destroyed.
I really hope that was the other shuttle. Let's see. All right, that must have been the other shuttle. Okay. So now, once again, we'll truck back to the... Come on, A-Wings, do your flipping job. I'm tired of doing it for you. Shuttle whatever to. Yes, okay, good. My wingmen actually managed to do their job and take out the other shuttles. So that's good, because those shuttles, I forget if they land on the frigate or if they hyperspace out, but either way, if they're not destroyed, it's a mission failure. And the game won't actually tell you that it's a mission failure until you come back and land. So you can kill the Star Destroyer, kill the frigate, identify the containers so that the cargo guys come in. Won't matter. You didn't kill the shuttles. You failed the mission and wasted like 40 minutes of your life. Sucks to be you. Do it again. But anyway, this time the shuttles are down. Someone else wants me dead. Another squint. Eventually I'll manage to get to the... Yeah, that was definitely...
Nice shot.
Eventually I'll actually manage to get to the Star Destroyer and get some torpedo runs punched off. Just not yet, apparently. The other thing is, for torpedo runs on the shield generators, you don't want to actually lock the Star Destroyer. Not in this game. Later games where you can target specific components, yes. Because you target the shield generators specifically and fire your torpedoes at them. But that's not a thing in this game. So if you don't want your torpedoes to directly guide to center of mass, which is what they'll do with a lock, then, just like I've done before, you pretty much just gotta drive in, not lock on, just punch them off at point blank. Alright, now I'll switch to single. greedy. I tried to make that in one pass. Wasted a torp. There we go. Shields down. Switch to ion cannons and just rake this thing with fire.
Target disabled.
Okay. Kotite is no longer a threat. The enemy fighters, possibly a threat. Crashing into the Star Destroyer would be a very real threat. And a very quick end of game. Or end of mission, rather. But okay. Let's clear the area of hostiles. We can go deal with the frigate. Which will require some strafing runs because I don't have enough torpedoes to fully knock the shields down on that.
Nice shot.
But that's okay. Because this Star Destroyer isn't going. Just have to make them empty their fighter base. I'm losing wingmen to something.
Nice shot.
Alright. So on a... yeah, I think I'm losing. Alright, well, I cleared his 6. So on another semi-Star Wars related note, I thought it was rather interesting that not Critical Drinker, but Film Theory, or the Game Theory folks, finally did a Star Wars is Totally Broken video that they released on Sunday as of this being shot. Saturday or Sunday. So a couple days before I shot this, so probably like a week or so when this thing goes live. And it's... I like Film Theory, the Film Theory guys. They're definitely... I suspect most of them politically are a lot farther to the left on the political spectrum than I am, but they generally do a pretty good job of not dragging politics into things, and they didn't in this video either. I would argue they were probably easier on some of the people who've caused a lot of the issues with Star Wars than they could have been. But at the same time, they did a pretty good job of pointing out a lot of the dumb Star Wars, dumb decisions that have been made since Disney bought the franchise. And anyway, it's a video that I definitely would recommend watching.
Nice shot.
I know compared to a lot of things, like here on the weird little YouTube corner of the internet, like Game Theory's pretty mainstream, but outside of kind of the YouTube corner, I doubt there's a lot of people go, who? What? Huh? But I think it is interesting. Like I would consider game theory a more probably mainstream outlet than say Critical Drinker, who definitely appeals to a very specific audience. But it's interesting, like this Disney stuff is really starting to hit a point that more and more people just can't ignore it. Apparently, the parks had much lower attendance for 4th of July than has been typical in past years. Now,
Nice shot.
I can't speak from personal experience on that one because we would never have gone to Disney on the 4th of July. Because that's when all the tourists were there, and we weren't going to do that. That's one of the perks of being a Southern California native is you don't go to Disneyland during summer tourist season. Same, I suspect, if you're a Floridian who lives near Orlando. Like, yeah, I'm not going to a theme park during peak tourist season. I'll let the tourists duke that out and go in the off season. But anyway, it's interesting that Disney has Disney's got an issue with Star Wars. Disney's got issues with Marvel and with their parks, and I think they're losing the ability to cover it up. More and more, it's not just kind of whispers in funny little corners of the internet anymore. It's getting more and more widespread, and people are starting to notice. Okay, there's an A-wing behind me trying to take him out. So, I don't know if there's really a point to that other than just, hey, yeah, y'all should go watch the film theory on Disney being broken, Star Wars being broken, and how Disney can fix it. Which, actually, that part's the interesting part, because the film theory dude had some good points. They didn't bring up the one of the big points that I would have, which is you gotta fire everyone currently involved in this train wreck, because they all brought it to this point, and the idea that the people who caused this have the capability to fix it, I don't buy. I mean, quite frankly, I question the intentions of whether they even want to. But regardless of that, it's like, you made this mess. You have demonstrated that you do not have the leadership to fix it. So you're fired. Get somebody in here who can. What I'm doing right now is I'm IDing the containers, because once these are identified, then that'll trigger the transports. Which is what I want. They're safe. So it's time to go pick on this frigate. Looks like I've run the Star Destroyer out of fighters. So I'll go pick on this guy. Make sure my shields are full up for this one. We got all the A-Wings still hanging in there. Plus Red 3. Alright, Red 3.
Roger, using designated target.
Let's go get him. This will definitely not end in tears. Honestly, if he can just kind of draw their fire for a bit, that would be cool. Because I'm just going to roll in on attack runs. I mean, I thought IDing those containers would be the trigger, but maybe I also need to kill the Star Destroyer. Well, whatever. It can wait. Frigate first. Hasn't triggered the TIE Advance, but maybe it can. I don't know. If I don't have to fight Brights in a B-Wing, so much the better. Let's feed this guy all of my torpedoes. And then we're just going to go to lasers and just do the standard make firing passes until the shields go down. Smack them with ion cannons just like I did with the Star Destroyer to disable them, and then just sit there and smack them with lasers till they blow up. Simple, right? Gotta start bringing up the shields. Technically. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a bird of prey. It is not a bird of prey. Excuse me, editor. Let's see what an actual bird of prey looks like. Thank you. Caster. You got Star Trek in my Star Wars. Okay, look, I'm not the one who called this thing a bird of prey, alright? Okay, my wingman has shown up and is drawing fire. That's helpful. But actually, what would be interesting would be at some point to maybe do a playthrough of Starfleet Academy, which was kind of the Star Trek answer to the X-Wing series. I would argue it isn't as good as the X-Wing series. That's speaking as someone who enjoys both Star Wars and Star Trek. Save your hate mail. Or actually, put all your hate comments for that one into the comments section, and please feed the interaction. Anyway, Starfleet Academy came out a couple years after X-Wing, because it's right squarely in that full motion video cutscenes era, which was weird and short-lived. Gave us some glorious things. Regardless, the biggest place where it kind of falls on its face is that you're still trying to control a starship as one person. So even though you've kind of got this conceit of, well, I'm ordering the bridge crew to rebalance the shields or fire photon torpedoes because I'm the captain. In practice, it ends up working a lot like this, where you're just doing your energy management and firing the weapons and maneuvering the starships with a joystick, and so you've got these big Star Trek starships that are very much not little agile single seat or two seat starfighters, but you kind of maneuver them just like you would if it was an X-Wing or a B-Wing or something. So that part kind of falls down. It does do some interesting things there are missions that can be solved by having a conversation from the bridge and not necessarily killing everyone involved. But, yeah. So those are interesting, but the space combat part, which ends up being a fairly large chunk of it, is just clunky. Well, there goes my last one. Speaking of clunky. Rest in pieces, buddy. You didn't actually do much. I mean, the shields are still up. Clearly didn't draw enough fire. Shields have got to be almost down on this thing, I would think. But yeah, so if I recall correctly, I think there was a Klingon Academy sequel. That one I've never played. That could be an interesting playthrough at some point. Just kind of thinking outside the box. But actually, if I were smart, which I don't know if I'm actually smart when it comes to content creation, but if I were smart, figure out when that new Starfleet Academy TV series is supposed to come out. And I'd build out that playthrough so that it starts launching right about the same time people are doing a lot of searches for Starfleet Academy. I may actually do that. Everybody, it'd be our little secret for all the new people who find this channel in like 6 months from Starfleet Academy. Okay, shields on the bird of prey are down. Fire photon torpedoes.
Target disabled.
Wrong game. Okay. Come to a full stop and beat it over the head with a baseball bat until it explodes, basically. So full shield recharge, full laser recharge. The nice thing about a B-Wing is that you can pretty much just hold the trigger down with full laser charge and you will stay fully charged. Unlike, say, an A-Wing, or I think even a Y-Wing, where this will slowly deplete your energy capacitors, and then you've got to start transferring power in from your shields, which is also when the shield charge rate is up to max. But again, not really a factor in the Mighty B-Wing. I'm just charging up my shields because I might as well. I'm not moving. There is nothing around to shoot me, so might as well get the shields back to a full charge. Because once I finish whacking this thing, then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do the same thing to that Star Destroyer. Actually, yeah. I think I've actually no, because it's not even at full damage yet. I'm going to go beat the Star Destroyer up first. I know that's kind of a long trip. And I'm bored, so I'm going to boost everything into the engines to make it go a little bit faster. Because I've got full shields, I'll still have plenty of shield energy by the time I get back to the Star Destroyer. But if I do that, come over here, I'll beat up the Star Destroyer, and once it blows up, that should trigger the Rebel transports to come in and pick up the remaining supplies from the cargo containers. And while they're doing that, instead of sitting there looking dumb and regaling you with philosophical tales of, I don't know, I could definitely talk more about 90s gaming and early aughts gaming, and well, there's all sorts of things I can ramble about that way. But anyway, instead of just having to watch two transports awkwardly do their pickup dance, I'll just go zoom back and finish beating up the Nebulon B there. Well then, almost in range now. Alright, now we're definitely in range. So once again, I will go full stop. Let my shield start recharging, and once again, just hold down the fire button and wait. It'll be fine. Fun. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fine. Now, I will say, I don't necessarily have a whole lot of hope for the new Starfleet Academy show either, but I'll wait and see. I do have Paramount Plus, more for Survivor and Amazing Race than anything else. I do have Paramount Plus, so I will be able to watch that. Give it a shot. Discovery lost me after like 4 episodes, so I can't say anything about that. Although from what I understand, the last season of Discovery was not well received. Yeah, I don't know. I think my personal expectations for new franchise content for most major existing franchises, be they Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel,
Target destroyed.
Or Doctor Who. Yay, mission complete. My expectations for any new stuff out of any of those franchises are rock bottom. Oh, here come the new here come the TIE Advanceds. So that's what I did wrong / right before, which is I took out the frigate. I had a test run where I did everything right except I didn't take out the Lambda shuttles. I took out the frigate before I took out the Star Destroyer, which meant I didn't have to deal with any of this nonsense. This is going to be a little bit more annoying now. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm not a big fan of dogfighting brights, as I've said before. But it's fine. Oh, the A-Wings are still around. Cool. So I've got 4 A-Wings to help draw fire. Maybe land a hit occasionally. That would be lovely if they could do that. But yeah, so what I should have done is gone ahead and just body bagged the frigate first, and then I wouldn't be having this problem right now. But now we have this problem. And it's kind of annoying. Once I get a couple of these knocked out, it'll be less aggravating. Because right now there's just, well, there's a half dozen of them. Like, I know how many there are. Saw the launch number. It's 6. So there'll probably be another wave of 6 after this, because that's usually how this goes.
Nice shot.
Okay, there's 1 down. I suppose the other bit of good news is that the A-Wings aren't having much better, or the Brights aren't having much better success knocking out the A-Wings. Although it wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if a good chunk of my hits, of the hits that I'm taking, are from the A-Wings. Yeah, that was green. And those were green. So maybe not. Maybe I'm unfairly blaming the A-Wing pilots for what the Brights are doing. All I know is that these guys are annoying. Okay, this guy's got hull damage. He's... Ow. He's almost down. Well, somebody landed a torpedo hit, or not.
Docking operation complete.
Somebody landed a concussion missile hit. Well, and I mean, I was right about one thing. The transports did come in and make their pickups on the supplies. And I am otherwise occupied. Just not the way I planned to be. My shield, but okay, it should be 4v4 now. Oh, that guy's got hull damage. So we're chipping away at him. Tex would say, keep swinging. Keep swinging, boys. I really enjoy the Tex talks. I've said that before, but it's still true.
Docking operation complete.
Okay, and hey, the A-Wings actually managed to take one out by their lonesomes. So that's cool. Good for you. Gold star. Schwa 1 has entered hyperspace. Schwa 2 should be jumping out momentarily. Also can't tell though if that's friendly A-Wing shooting me in the back. Because they're shooting a lot and they're really good at shooting through their friends. Because they're really good.
Nice shot.
But there is also at least one more Bright. So it could be A, could be B, could be some of both. And we just need to embrace the healing power of and. Okay, and then I just...
Nice shot.
Nice to have fully charged lasers again, but it would also be nice to have shields. So since So I'm not using my ion cannons because what would the point be? We'll just kind of accept for now that I'm going to be firing powered up lasers for a bit. Just make the trade for every time my ion cannon capacitor gets full, we dump everything back into shields. Yeah, that's definitely friendly fire. Okay, well that took out a half dozen TIE Advanceds. And here comes another half dozen to join the party. Lovely. All the A-Wings are still here. But only Blue 1 and Blue 2 are involved in this. Interesting. Somebody tell the other guys they're missing a hell of a party here. Well, got my shields all the way back up just in time. Because now we're going to do another 6v3. I honestly thought it was a 6v5 last time. Oh well. The good news is the mission's complete, so because it's a simulator, I don't have to worry about a random capture. So if I lose it here, it's still a mission win. I just am not going to get as many cool guy bonus points. Which, I want the cool guy bonus points, doggone it. There's no other reason to fly, if not for those. Okay, I'm finally starting to land hits on this one. Of course, they're starting to beat up my rear shields too, which is not good. Because there's a bunch more of them than there are of me right now. Apparently it was decided, hey, pick on the B-Wing rather than the A-Wings. Wouldn't have been my choice of strategy. But what are you going to do? So, okay, well, this is probably going to burn a few more minutes because these guys are just so annoyingly maneuverable. So actually, alright, I got a funny story, which is entirely unrelated to Star Wars or Star Trek or really any fiction. Yeah, so I got pulled over for speeding today. Got off with a warning, though, which is helpful. But yeah, I was doing my actual paying side hustle, which is currently DoorDash. As I'm on my way to a delivery, I happen to notice that there's a state trooper on a local city side street with a random pickup truck pulled over. And I think to myself, that's interesting. You don't usually see those guys pulling people over in town, even in the suburban outskirts of town. Usually they kind of just leave that to the local PD, and mostly stick to the freeway, and also, some of the other major U.S. highways and whatnot, because they are the highway patrol. Now, reciprocity, all that good stuff, like if somebody calls for backup, they have jurisdiction and all that good stuff, but generally, state troopers, highway patrol, whatever you want to call them, generally, they're not doing stuff in town unless they're backup. Same thing out on county roads, county areas. That's kind of county sheriff territory. Again, unless somebody needs backup. But anyway, so yeah, that's interesting / kind of weird. I wonder what that guy's doing with somebody pulled over here in town. Must have really pissed him off. Well, I go 2 more streets down, continuing on my way to my drop-off, and there's another state trooper car. Both of these are state trooper Dodge Chargers. Remember that, it's important later. Another state patrol Dodge Charger with somebody pulled over. Okay, that's really interesting. There's 2 of them, and they've both got somebody, and they're... What's going on? I mean, clearly not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys. That's kind of weird. Sucks for those drivers. Whatever, I got food to deliver. So I go along on my merry way, do my drop-off. I think I got an adequate tip for that one. And turn around, and I gotta go right back the same way I came, because that's the direction of my favorite hotspot, where I just kind of go hang out when I don't have any orders. So there's a cluster with a whole bunch of restaurants, some fast food, some like casual dining. A lot of people order from any one of the places in that area, so I find that if I just kind of park myself there, then I'm more likely to get an order, because the algorithm goes, oh, you're close to whatever restaurant. Anyway, so I'm returning the way I came, the other way down the same street, and as I go, I see that the 2 state troopers are still... The 2 state trooper cars are still in the same place I saw them earlier, because it was only like 5-10 minutes earlier, with the same 2 vehicles pulled over, presumably finishing writing their tickets or what have you. Little do I realize that the plot twist about to happen, and I'm about to find out exactly why those state troopers are right there. Because then I look in my rearview mirror, and I see flashing blues and twos. But it's an SUV. And most of
Nice
my
shot.
city cops, most of the city department now uses SUVs. I think they've got a few Chargers and a couple F-150s actually, which is interesting. But mostly they've got the Ford Escape SUVs. So I look in my rearview mirror, I see a black SUV, lights on, go, oh, that's a city cop. Well, he's got somewhere he's got to be. So do the driver thing that you're supposed to do, because I'm in the left lane. So I get over to the right lane so he can go by, and he does not go by me. In fact, he slows down a little bit, because I slowed down, as you are supposed to do, to let an emergency vehicle go by you. And he slows down right with me and changes lanes. Oh dear, I think to myself, this is not good. Very well. It's just going to be one of those nights, I guess. I have not gotten a ticket in quite a long time. I've not gotten a ticket ever in the whole time I've lived in South Dakota. Anyway, conclude, well, I probably was speeding because, like the ex-Californian that I am, I generally drive with whatever the flow of traffic is. And the flow of traffic on this road, where people were all being pulled over, is usually about 10 to 15 over the posted speed limit. And again, I'm usually going with the flow of traffic.
Nice shot.
So, like, okay, yeah, he's probably got me dead to rights. Just pull over into a convenient office park and accept what's going to happen. Fortunately, I had enough time to so pull in, stop, turn the vehicle off. Fortunately, I did have enough time to roll my window down, and fortunately, I had enough time before the officer showed up at my window to pause my food delivery app so that I wouldn't keep getting orders pushed to me while I was completely unable to accept them. So, I should also add at this point that I am wearing a hat with the logo. Oh, that's the last of those, so push to the Star Destroyer. I am wearing a hat with the logo of the gig food company that I am delivering for. And no, that's not the last of the fighters. Because here's another group. I really wish I had killed this frigate earlier.
Target destroyed.
Really? That's all it needed? Okay, well, whatever. Alright. So now I gotta deal with these 6 ties, and then I can leave. Which is definitely going to give me enough time to finish the story. So anyway, so I'm wearing a ball cap with the logo of the company that I'm driving for. And I've also got big magnets with their logos on the side, on my doors, on both sides of the vehicle. Because as a driver, not that I necessarily have any particular pride in the fact that I dash for this particular, the fact that I drive for this particular company versus other food delivery companies, because I also drive for them too sometimes. But it's more that I figure when I have to park somewhere to get out and deliver in an apartment, let's say, or if I'm stopping at someone's house, right? It's nice if somebody looks out the window and goes, "Why is this range beater car idling in front of my house?" That there's a much quicker, because this car has the livery of this food delivery company. Just like how pizza delivery, actual official pizza delivery drivers, right? You know, they always have like a car topper or something to identify them. I mean, I suppose...
Nice shot.
Okay, that was one way to kill a guy. He rammed me. Right, I mean, obviously some of it's advertising too, because you see 3 cars with Pizza Hut toppers go by. You're like, "Ooh, Pizza Hut. Man, I want pizza now." So there's a little bit of that, but more I just see it as it's this identification, right? So anyway, so the officer sees this. So, and it's the usual, okay, license, registration, all that. So you were going a little fast there. And the thing is, for anyone who's never had a traffic stop, my bit of advice is just be polite, be courteous. Yeah, it sucks. The thing is, a police officer pulling you over or something like that, they know nobody wants to have a traffic stop happen. Nobody wants to get a ticket. So, you know, just be polite and courteous and get it over with. You can fight the ticket in court if you really want to. And that's the place to fight it. Nobody has ever argued themselves. This is something my dad used to say. I've seen it repeated a lot elsewhere, so this is not an original thought to me. Nobody has ever argued themselves out of a ticket, or handcuffs for that matter. But a whole lot of people have argued themselves right into a ticket, or handcuffs, or turned a minor offense into a much more major offense. So, my advice to somebody experiencing a traffic stop is, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, and don't make it any worse than it has to be. Simple as that. I was very courteous, I was very polite. He asked me, I said, yeah, so it looks like you're trying to get somewhere. Yes sir. Just trying to get back to base so I can pick up the next order. Alright, well, alright, well, so basically he clocked me. I don't know if he actually clocked me at 5 over. He wrote me a warning for 5 over, which I'm very grateful for because it's just a warning. It doesn't go on the permanent record or anything. But, you know, it's like, yeah, and we are doing a speed emphasis patrol in this area. Oh, that explains why I saw 2 here. Friends. Interesting. And so he writes me the warning. Just keep speed down. Yes, sir. And sends me on my way. And dear reader, you best believe I stuck to the posted speed limit on the city streets the rest of the night. I still had an hour and a half of driving after that. Yeah, I was a veritable angel the rest of the night as far as speeding went. Because here's the other thing, okay? You know, he took my license and registration and all of that, and so I guarantee that went into the little computer and the little database, and if someone else had pulled me over an hour later, I would not have gotten another warning. So, but the other funny thing was, I leave that and I'm like, okay, let's maybe not take any more food deliveries to this area of town. Yeah, that's all I got the rest of the night. I kept going back and forth down there. Oh, it was a thing. Oops. Friendly fired one of my A-Wing buddies there. I swear that food delivery is usually pretty tame most of the time. But there are every once in a while I get a night where stuff is just weird. Weird deliveries, weird people, just most often around a full moon, which tonight is not a full moon. So I don't know what the deal was. Yeah. It is an interesting night. And I come home and shoot content for another hour. That's like my third job. I might be a little crazy. And I'm going to get up in a few hours, start my next day, and that'll start with like a 6 or 7 mile run because I'm in marathon training right now, So if you're curious what the glamorous life of a small-time, unmonetized content creator can be like, well, I get up bright and early, I go run, then I go do my day job.
Nice shot.
Then half the time I go do a side hustle, and then I come back and shoot content and edit. And then I do it all again the next day. But on that note, this particular marathon is finally done. All the hostiles are gone. The containers have been picked up. So we are out of here. Back to the hidden Rebel combat training facilities. Yay! Alright, mission success, ridiculous score. I only took out 46 spacecraft. Yeah, okay, but one of them was a Star Destroyer and one of them was a Nebulon B. So, you know, paint another one of those on one of my ships. Alright. But that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching and for spending part of your day watching this or listening, whatever you did. So until next time, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and always, always check your six, because you never know what's behind you. I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I put out new videos Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Central Time, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.